This is my Rode NT1A. No, it's not. News from the booth! Hey villagers, welcome back to the VoiceOver Village. I'm Rick McIver, your village idiot, and apparently easy Mark. For years, I've been touting how much I love the NT1A, and it was my starter mic, and I loved it, and how much I love this little mic. However, I'm in the middle of creating a comparison video for the new King Bee2, which is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. I need some other microphones to compare it to that are in the same kind of price range. Bing! Winner, NT1A. Let's go get some specs for this so we can compare them side by side. Hold on. This doesn't look like the pictures online. What's going on? As I poked and poked and poked around the internet and looked and looked and looked, these images don't match. What the hell? Turns out, this isn't an NT1A. It looks close to the NT1A, but it's not quite right. I've been scammed. I pride myself on doing research and making sure I know what I'm getting. I bought this about 2 decades ago, thinking I was getting one thing, end up getting another. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about how not to get scammed when you buy gear. Unfortunately, there are a lot of ways that voice actors can get scammed, not just with gear, but with scammy coaches, scammy job offers. There's one going around called the game show scam, and I'll put that link at the end of this video if you want to go check that out. But today we're going to talk about gear. Now, I'll put chapter markers down, so if you want to skip right to the do's and don'ts, feel free, go ahead. I'm not offended. Please, jump away. However, if you want to hear my cautionary tale, let me tell you how this happened. Years and years ago, I was living in a different country, and I was starting in my voiceover career. I had been to a couple studios, and I wanted my own microphone so I could practice at home. Home studios weren't that big of a deal, but I wanted a good mic so I could practice and listen and learn and get better. I had been to a studio where they had the Rode NT1A, and I really liked it. I liked the way I sounded on it. And when I learned that it wasn't that expensive, mine made up. That's what I wanted. I went to a brick and mortar store. I went and I saw this microphone in a glass case with a bunch of other ones that said Rode NT1A. Yay! This was a reputable store. They had guitars and they had amplifiers and they had PA systems and they had other musical instruments. This is where I'm going to get my microphone. I brought it home, I plugged it in, and I liked it. Great, let's get practicing. I used this microphone for ever, but eventually I decided to upgrade. First to a 416 and then to my KSM32, which was another large diaphragm condenser. So this went in a drawer. Bye-bye. Pulled it out of the drawer because I am currently evaluating the King Bee2, which just came out. It is also a large diaphragm condenser microphone with a cardioid pattern. So hey, look at this. This would be perfect to compare it against. This is actually the M Audio Nova, which is a fine microphone, but it's not an NT1A. So what happened? My best guess is that this store, I guess, decided that since the NT1A cost about $100 more than the M Audio, and that they looked very similar, could repackage them as the NT1As and sell them for about $100 more and make more profit. I don't know. Maybe the store got scammed as well. Because it said Rode NT1A on here. There was a label. It's gone now. It rubbed off. That should have been a clue. So it looked like an NT1A to my little eyes that didn't see the internet and all the pictures of the NT1A that I should have looked at. Cautionary tale. Let me tell you my 4 things that I do now to make sure that I don't get scammed. First and most importantly is buy your gear from a reputable retailer. Unfortunately, Amazon is not necessarily a reputable retailer. Amazon is like a platform for lots of other retailers to be able to sell their things. So it doesn't all just come from Amazon, it comes from all these other little shops. I've bought stuff from Amazon, and when I get it, it's either really used, not exactly what was in the description, or something's just not right with it. And every time that I order something from Amazon and I get it and I go, gosh darn it, this isn't right, I say I'm not gonna do this again, and I end up doing it again. I just don't learn my lesson. But it's not to say that all retailers on Amazon are bad, but just be careful. When my Focusrite broke for the second time, I decided I wanted to upgrade to an Apollo, so I ordered from an online retailer on Amazon. And the back plug on an Apollo, where it plugs in, turns and locks, so the little cord won't come out. This one, the little lock was broken, the little cord, so you could plug it in and technically it would work. However, if I moved the interface at all, the power cord fell out. So now I've changed my buying habits a little bit, if I can. First place I'll go and check is a place called Sweetwater. The stuff that I get is always what it says it is. Their return policy is very good. The only caution that I have about Sweetwater is their website. I have placed an order online and it said in stock, 2 remaining. And I placed my order and the next day I get an email or a phone call that says, we actually don't have that in stock. The other place you can go is B&H Photo Video. Standard prices, good stuff. However, you can't buy on Friday nights, so plan ahead. I've tried to order from a place called American Music Supply, AMS. I've always ordered online from there, and every time I've tried, I get a thing. It says, here's the date this thing ships. And then it never ships. I've had to cancel my order twice. And lastly, surprisingly, Guitar Center. They're not bad. They have standard prices. Their website's pretty good. And if you don't like something, there are lots of retail stores around that you can go and return something to. Which leads me to my second best practice. Always check the return policy. If you have to buy from Amazon, because sometimes that's the only place you can find the stock, make sure that you check the seller's return policy. Oh my God. You remember that Apollo that I bought from Amazon and the plug was broken? I returned it because you could. But there was a 15% restocking fee. Breathe. I learned my lesson. I'll probably learn it again, unfortunately. Make sure that you have time to return it, that you can try the gear out, keep all the boxes for a while. If you need to send something back, usually they say, put it in the original packaging. My next piece of advice, start small. Seriously, you don't need to go buy a U87. You don't need super expensive gear when you're starting out. You can go and make do with this microphone. This is an AT2040. I love this microphone. It's a dynamic microphone. I love the way it sounds. Lots of voice actors swear by the AT2020, which is also $100. You don't have to break the bank and spend a whole bunch of money right up front, which means that if something goes wrong, you didn't just blow $1,000 on something. Lastly here, do your research. Go online. Watch reviews of different microphones that you are considering buying. Don't just watch a handful. Watch 2 handfuls. There's plenty of material out there. Anything and everything all of the time, as they say. Don't just impulsively buy. That's when you usually get burned. I really hope this has been helpful. And if you want to watch that video that's about the game show scam, that job offer that's not really a job offer, I'll put the link right up here to that video. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time.